In 2016, I was king hit in the back of the head in the first quarter of a footy game, or Aussie Rules AFL for those not in Australia. Still to this day, don't remember what happened. The only recollection I have is from what I got told what had happened. Yeah, the last thing I remember is picking the ball up, getting tackled, and then I woke up looking up at the sky and I had vomit dribbling out of my mouth, and I just freaked out, had no idea what had happened, what was going on, and then immediately I had someone next to me telling me not to move and to stay still. And as I tried to lift my head up, it just felt like a concrete block inside my head. It was so heavy and throbbing, and I had so much pain in the back of my head. I just had to lay still and wait for the ambulance basically to get there. Back then, there wasn't much in the form of things to do after someone had just been heavily concussed. There was some knowledge and awareness around it, but not to what there is, in this day and age. I'm still yet to know if it actually has really done any damage. I don't think it's been long enough. For a little bit after it happened, I would get headaches and sort of get dizzy, and I would have like fuzzy stuff in my eyes and things like that. So I can't say for certain whether it has actually affected me long term. I guess we have to wait and find out. But the thing that I really wanted to touch on here was what I actually learnt from that. So I had to have 3 weeks off of footy and work, couldn't do anything, had to just rest and recover. And in that process, I was getting asked questions from the police, because they were now involved because they called it a coward's punch, and there was king hit laws that had just sort of come in around that time that were trying to wipe this stuff out. And it just so happened that there was a cop that showed up at the game as this happened. So it ended up being a decent thing, and there was articles everywhere written about it and how it had happened, and how I was laying on the ground and just not being able to move for 40 minutes. Now the game got called off and everything like that. The one thing that's really stuck with me from that is after I come back, had the time off, my first game back, I thought I'd be all sweet. I thought I'd just drop right in and be back playing to how I played before. But I was so wrong. The first contest I went for, it's like my mind was ready, but my body all of a sudden just pulled back, and it was like, we're not getting hit hard again. We need to protect ourselves. And my whole body just sort of tensed up, pulled back, and it was like that for the whole first game. It wasn't until either the second or third game back, can't quite remember. Maybe that's the head injury talking. I remember the ball being kicked high and long, and I was running backwards with the flight of it. So I was running back and I was looking back at the ball, not looking to where I was going. And I knew that there was somebody else coming. Like, you just have that instinct. In my mind, I knew I had to make a decision. I either fully commit to this contest, knowing that I'm going to get absolutely smashed on the other side, or I pull out now and I keep having these feelings of, I can't do this anymore, and I can't commit to contests, and I can't actually play the way I want to play. So of course I made the decision to commit to it, won the contest, got absolutely smashed, got back up and just kept running. And it was in that moment that I realized I could actually do hard things and I could overcome huge obstacles. It was in that moment I realized that I was capable and I was good enough. And it wasn't some huge, deep visualization or breathwork journey or anything to do with personal development. It was literally a decision I had to make on whether to commit to the thing or not. And I decided to commit, overcame it straight away, and it taught me way more about myself than what any deep visualization could have done. So now, when I'm faced with hard shit in life, I remember that it is only a single decision away on whether I want to overcome that hard thing or not, because that hard thing is only temporary. If I'm able to make the decision, commit to the contest, commit to overcoming it, and then actually doing the actions to move myself through it. And let that be a lesson to all of you as well. You can overcome hard things. It is only a decision away. If I can fully commit to, putting myself in a position where I could have been knocked out again, but because I made the decision to commit, I was able to pull through and I was able to just get straight up and keep running. Same goes with life situations. If you're in a hard place financially, if you're in a hard place emotionally, mentally, maybe physically or anything like that, maybe in your relationship with some family members or whatever it might be, you might not know what the thing is yet that you need to make a decision on, but you just need to make a decision. You just need to do something, commit to something to move yourself forward. And I guarantee you, once you commit to that decision, shit moves fast, real fast. So get to making a decision and get to committing to yourself.